And another thing, if the brain is not the final frontier of human experience, how is it, if there's really a spiritual world, how is it that a man who was a Catholic, who believed in Jesus, but because he suffered a head trauma when one of the rails was driven through his head, it changed his personality because his brain was damaged. He became a womanizer. In essence, if he was truly saved as a Catholic, then he lost his salvation through no fault of his own. I remember in Sunday school, the Sunday school teacher talking about, if you have faith in Jesus, you believe in Jesus, you got Jesus, you're saved, you're born again. The world can't take that away from you. Oh, really? Well, what if the persecution comes and it is such that they take Christians who are truly born again and do surgery on them and cut out the part of the brain, and so they come back. They forget that they had ever been born again. They forget that they had been Christians. A man goes into surgery. He was saved 5 years ago. As part of the persecution, they'll tell him either deny Jesus or we're going to operate on you and make you forget Jesus. He refused to deny Jesus because he believes in God and the spirit world. And they operate on his brain, and he comes back like he was with the mentality like he was when he was a teenager before we were saved. He does not remember being saved. So what the hell happens to him? Does he lose his salvation? If he goes out into the world and starts living like a sinner because he forgot that he was saved? Huh? And don't you dare call my Christians ridiculous. I saw a video about Karens and people getting tough. Tougher than me. Make me feel so insignificant. It warms my heart to know that when these people have a gun pointed at their face and the person pointing the gun at them means business. I don't care how tough you are, how badass you are. If they pull that trigger and they shoot you, no matter how tough you are, you're going down. They had soldiers in the army who laughed at rifle bullets when the rifle bullets were shot at them. But when somebody brought out the damn flamethrower, they fled, and those tough guys fled in terror. Hallelujah, they became no greater than I. They were scared like pussies, like I always am. Man, it would help my self-esteem if I could beat the shit out of a tough guy with my bare hands. Or see a tough guy terrified of death. See a tough badass gangster who I'd be afraid of, terrified of, running from. To see him all of a sudden, the look of terror in his eyes as he realized he was dying. I want to see what it's like for a gangster in the prime of his life, when he's the toughest, not when he's an old man and frail and senile, when he's tough, a badass. I want to see a tough badass who's not afraid of anybody. I want to see the look of terror in their eyes when they realize they're dying and the party's over. That would make me feel good about myself.